Okay, sure. Well, I've only had 2 jobs my entire life. I used to travel internationally for marketing. I probably went to about 30 countries in about 8 years. And then I gave that up and moved to Boston to start a painting and cleaning business with my brother. And we literally started out of a basement. It's just the 2 of us. And then then we got into construction, and then one of our clients had a dryer fire. And in 1994, we got into, which we didn't know at the time, disaster restoration. And it complemented our construction business because the winter time is when construction was slow. We would do restoration work. And we went to Clean Smoke, which you probably never heard of, which got bought by Dry Ease for training on water and fire.
Okay.
Then we joined RIA. It was called something else back then. ASCR, I think was the name, but you're testing an old man's memory. So we joined that, and then we'd go to the different seminars and conventions and met less there. But we didn't join business networks until 99. And that was the number one thing that really, I'd say, changed our whole outlook and philosophy and structure. He taught us all about systems and procedures, accountability, margins. I mean, we understood the fundamentals, but not really how to implement them and utilize them to the fullest. And we became religious followers of BN in that regard. And we also, for a period of time, used Les as our consultant on how to grow our business. So I'm going to say I'm sorry, go ahead, you got a question?
Well, I was just going to say you're covering a lot of ground. So let's go back to 99. How did you find Les? How did you start working with him? What did you think when you first met him?
Yes, as I say, he was a speaker at ASCR, or the equivalent of RIA now. Mm-hmm. And he talked about the fundamentals that I just referred to about, one was to be able to compare yourself to another 100 or 200 companies in the industry where you didn't have to reinvent the wheel. You could learn from each other and be a peer review group. So it seemed quite appealing. And we were, I say when we joined Business Networks, we were a $3 million company. And we were making a reasonable margin, but nothing like what we could have and should have been making. So in 99, he started BN31. And we were one of 5 or 6 companies that started it, that were the founders of it, whatever you want to call it. And just last December, we exited BN31, so we were the last ones to leave. And the main reason we left was because I had sold the company. I believed in it, and I thought that the younger people within the company could learn from it and grow and get them to become leaders within our group.
Okay.
So that was always something that we reinforced and did.
So I want to go back to early 2000s then. So if you were about $3 million when you joined and he started implementing systems with you, am I understanding that correctly?
More procedures, I will say, systems, procedures, and accountability, all the above. How to run an efficient production division, how to run an efficient water division, how to understand what margins you should make or strive for, and how to develop metrics to hold people accountable.
Okay. And how fast?
It's a little bit of it. Sorry, good.
How fast did you guys grow? Like how fast were you growing as a company at that time?
Yeah. Well, we did 2 things, so it's a little deceptive. We started in 2004 to open additional locations. So every year in our 32 years of existence, we grew. Some years it would be a nominal amount. Some years it could be as much as 20%. But we grew. I think it's fair to say that we grew by double digits every year on an average. I think that's a fair statement to say without
going too far. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, so what we're using this for, we are using this specifically to warm traffic who already knows Les but is wondering whether or not they should go to the event, whether or not they should work with him. Like, that's the traffic that this is going to. So it's not like we're just putting this out on the internet.
Right. So a few things that I think he taught us about, not only accountability and systems and procedures, but how to work on the business versus in the business, and how to grow your people so that they could work in the business, allowing and grow them. And always, training and education were critical and paramount to our ability to grow.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit, I guess, about like the difference between working on your business and working in your business, and how Les explained that to you and was able to help you with that. That's a really good point.
Okay. All right. In the business is where you're literally, you're in the trenches, working on jobs, working on, production or operations or sales, and knowing about everything and keeping track of everything, and your mind is spinning because you're trying to keep everything in your head and making sure that everything is running as efficiently as possible. And when you're doing that, you're not able to use your vision and foresight to get to the next level. So it limits your ability to grow and to think down the road. So by working on the business, which is something that Les taught us, learning how to train other people and to grow our people with education and accountability, and let them, one of the favorite things he said, in order to grow, you've got to let people take on water, and sometimes they got to drown a little bit. You can't necessarily save them. You got to let them learn from their mistakes. So that was something that it took a few times, because when you're the owner and you're responsible for all the funding, and you see someone that's not getting it right the first time, it's just automatic instinct to step in and do it for them. And that's the worst thing you can do if you want someone to learn. So the key is that they don't do the same mistake twice, and you use it as a mentoring and a growing aspect to grow and learn from.
I think that's really key. I've seen a lot of businesses that I've worked with, people are so scared to bring in a manager or any kind of employee that would replace them because they're not going to do it as well. So when you're talking about that, I think that's really powerful for people to take on. How was Les able to help you and maybe support you in that process? Because that's the biggest thing to grow, right? You've got to have people in place that can do the same job that you can do in at least as efficient manner, if not better, right?
Absolutely. And again, one of the big steps, then I'll jump back to answer your question, is if you want to grow, you got to be willing to build the infrastructure and short-term compromise your profitability to build the structure to grow, and make that as so that you're planning for the future, which is a big fear of many people, because if they can't see a return on something right away, they're hesitant to do it. But as far as Les helping, he literally helped me grow our people and go through trainings and walk things and hypotheticals and work with them individually.
So when Les was a very integral part of you growing then. He was able to, like, if somebody out there is listening to this and they're thinking about it and they're like, well, I can see that. I can go hire somebody and I'll let them screw it up and learn from their mistakes. Why do I need Les? Like, what were one or two really powerful things that he did over the several years that you worked together that allowed, like, the really powerful things that you would tell somebody if they were thinking of working with him?
Well, I'd say there were a few. One was that he already had 30 years of experience. And my favorite expression is you can't teach experience, but you can certainly learn from it. So when we started opening other branches, he would play devil's advocate in scenarios and questions, and he actually helped us put together a manual on how to open a branch and how to be efficient. And then he also introduced us to a lot of his relationships within the industry, whether it be Exactimate or the equipment suppliers or just the training type of people that he didn't do. He did more of the business type training versus the water and fire training. But we made sure that everybody got certified and trained and one thing that I'll say we probably helped each other with was we were one of the catalysts in marketing or business development, and it's to diversify on how we got our business and our business sources. So that was something that he emphasized and taught was, as the owner, you should be, I would say, for us individually, I come from a numbers background, but as a rule of thumb for the industry, I think the ability to understand your numbers and be able to hold people accountable and to run things efficiently with the numbers thing, that was something that Les offered that was much different than most.
Awesome. I mean, I think like when things get scary, it is really great to have somebody standing beside you, like helping you through it.
Sure.
Nice. So how did things end for you? Because you sold your business, right? And Les was an integral part of helping you sell. Did I understand that correctly?
He was an integral part of building the company so it was sellable. But he allowed us to build the company so it was self-sufficient without me. That made it much more attractive, and it made us very profitable, which then made us more attractive to someone, so that you want to be able to set up the old E-Myth system of the cog in the wheel and how many cogs you can take out of the wheel and the wheel keeps turning efficiently.
Yeah.
That was one thing that Les emphasized and talked about. That's something that we practiced in order to really get to the next level. Another one that he would teach us is not to be complacent. When you've developed a market share, you've got some systems, or you're doing okay, the day you become complacent, you start to lose. So you've got to keep striving and keep visualizing not only today, but down the road. And I think that's something that a lot of restoration companies don't necessarily do is what do they need to do to get to something in 3 years and 5 years, and not just hope that there's bad weather and grow your business that way, but through third-party administrators. When we wound up selling, we were doing 8% in third-party administration. And I don't know how much you know about the industry. Do you know a lot, or?
I do not.
Okay. Third-party administrators you literally pay them a percentage, and they represent the insurance companies, and they know all business. And most companies, or a good number of them, rely on them for the lion's share of their business. And that's great as far as them feeding your business, but you then are dependent on one source of revenue. And if they either get mad at you or shut you off, or there's no weather from that thing, you basically go hungry.
Right.
So.
And at the end, you were only relying on about 8% of that?
Yeah, we learned the word diversification. Let's give Les credit. I'm not sure if he gets it, but in this, let's give him credit, teaching us how to diversify our marketing and our business so that we weren't dependent on anybody, and we continue to grow our business development. Something else he got us to do is really believe in business development and invest in it.
Do you have anything that you would want to add? Like if you had like a tagline or something?
No, the only thing I would say was and I said this openly to everybody, was the number one thing joining business networks that made us grow and be successful. Without that, we wouldn't be where we were. And I would say that we were one of the leaders. We were the largest independent in New England when we sold our company, and we wouldn't have been able to grow and be profitable without joining business networks and Les's tutelage.
Awesome.
So I give him accolades for that.
All right. Rich, thank you so much for your time.